Hi, buddy, old Gare. I'm out on the road today, so kind of excuse me. It's going to be kind of a fast report, but I wish I had longer because, golly, I'm getting great fishing report. We have a lot to pass on to you. Be sure to stay through the program because towards the end of the program, I have a photo of a new state record walleye. It's out of our area, but still up in North Dakota, a 17.5-pound walleye. You have to see this photo. And we have a great photo of the week. All kinds of photos at the end of the program, so don't go anywhere. We're going fishing.
Fish and Chums!
You know, I'm on the road, so we just pulled off the road here to do a quick report. And I contacted all my reporters this morning, got the water temperatures. I know the weather this week's going to be all over the place with showers and thunderstorms perhaps. I'm not even going to try to do you any weather. But I tell you what, I have a funny deal that I wanted to start off the program with before we go to the photo of the week. I was visiting with a friend of mine, and Carolyn, she said the allergies are so bad in the Ozarks, even the fish are coughing. That's bad allergies, huh? Okay, let's go to the, first of all, I'm all over the place here. Be sure to subscribe. Boy, we have thousands of viewers. Your viewers are telling your buddies and friends and neighbors and relatives about us. We're getting new viewers all the time. Be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and neighbors about us, okay? Subscribe. Thank you. All right, let's go to Paul Ranger. He was out the other day, took the kids out. I love kids' photos. And look at his daughter, Kennedy. The smile says it all. Let me move out of the way. Beautiful, nice little bass. Kennedy, you're going to be a fishing gal for the rest of your life. The smile tells it all. Good going, young lady. And we have the brothers got a photo at the end of the program too. So boy, good going, Kennedy. Thank you very much, Paul. And speaking of good photos, this guy wants to get on the good side of his mother-in-law because out at Beaver Lake, she was out, his mother-in-law was out the other day, and I want to thank Eric Johnson for this photo of his mother-in-law. Eric, hey, you're in good graces now, that's for sure. Nice fish, young lady, good going. While we're at Beaver, hey, look at Rusty Rutherford. He was out just this week and picked up this really big 3.5-pound crappie. That is a giant, Rusty, great fish out of the Beaver Lake area. Good going. And they're catching some crappie, and they've been picking up some nice bass out there. Occasionally a big striper's being caught at Beaver. All right, let's go out to Table Rock Lake. That water temperature this morning when I had a buddy that was fishing down in one of the creek arms, 61 degrees. That's great. And I want to have a tip of the hat to my old buddy Jim Swinehart. Jim, God bless you. Haven't seen you in a long time, been years. We're going to go fishing. Look at this big male black crappie he caught the other day up in the Cape Fair area. And Jim, that is a dandy, beautiful crappie, that's for sure. And so the crappie are moving at Table Rock. Some of them are out about 10 feet off the banks. Once in a while you'll pick up a male on the banks, but most of them are off the banks, but they're going to be right on the banks any day. And who knows, this week you already may be picking up some crappie on the banks, but most of them are out about 10 feet and they're using minnows or jigging minnows. Some people are putting a jig up above a float about 18 inches to 2 feet and picking up some crappie this way. But we've had a lot of I've had reports of fish being caught, crappie being caught up the White River, up in the Cape Fair area, the Kings River, and boy, it's windy out here, that's for sure. Okay, that's Table Rock, and they're catching some nice bass at Table Rock as well. They've been picking up some fish on top water. You never know. Keep that top water bait handy because this is the time of the year they can come up at any time. And they've been picking up some fish on my old Ned rig. I love the Ned rig. Then swim baits. They're still picking up some fish on jerk baits on the windy banks, square-billed crankbaits and spinner baits, and of course bass jigs. Any of these should work for the upcoming weekend. Hope the weather's going to be with us. So Table Rock, hey, they've been picking up a few walleye. Crappie bite is getting stronger all the time. The bass, boy, it looks like a good place to be for the upcoming weekend. All right, let's go over to, hey, this is a great story. I love this story. Barb McClure. I love that name too, Barb. Her guys were out just a couple days ago at Truman, and they caught, look at this photo, they caught a real big mess of crappie, I think even a limit, before 11 o'clock in the morning. And you know what they do, these fine folks? They clean those fish, maybe cook them up, or just pass them off, give them to people who aren't able to go fishing. God bless you, Barb, and your guys. What a wonderful thing for you to do. I think we could all do that. And I'm going to take a lesson there. Good fishing out at Truman. You know, they're picking up fish. Some fish are near the bank, back in the pockets and the big coves and the creek areas. There are not many right on the bank, but they're going to be there any time. Water temperature's right. But it seems like around 10 feet out, 10 feet deep, 12 feet. They're picking up fish on jig and a float, and also minnows have been picking up some fish out there as well. Truman, boy, there's been some nice crappie caught this week, some really big numbers, and it's nothing but going to get stronger. Bass fishing picked up out at Truman as well. They're picking up some fish on the windy banks on spinner baits, some crankbaits, swim baits, and jigs. So Truman looks good for the upcoming weekend. Of course, they've been releasing water pretty well all week. Down below the dam, occasionally a big walleye is caught, and they've been picking up some hybrids and white bass, and at times at the upper end of Lake of the Ozarks and that dam area, they've been picking up some good numbers of crappie at times. That might be a good place to be this upcoming weekend. Okay, now I had a report also back up just a little bit on Stockton. It's been spotty, but they have been picking up some crappie out there close to the bank, but still around 10 to 12 feet out. And there seem to be around 10 feet down, 10 feet down. Minnows seem to be good. And also they've been using a small jig, like a 32nd ounce jig up above a float, pitching it out towards the bank and easing it back towards the boat and picking up some nice crappie. Walleye fishing slowed down a little bit. Some people have been using night crawlers drifting near the dams and the points down by the dam, secondary points, picking up a few walleye. And boy, there's going to be a strong walleye bite out there anytime. Boy, it's going to be really great. Crappie fishing is pretty decent, and the bass fishing's picked up at Stockton this week as well. Also had a good report out at Pomme de Terre. The water temperature is around 58 degrees, near 60, back in the pockets, probably maybe 60s, and they've been picking up some nice limits of crappie at Pomme de Terre. Minnows seem to be better than jigs, but good jig fishermen have been going out there and finding some brush piles near the bank, picking up crappie. So Pomme looks good for the upcoming weekend. By the way, I had another good report of bass fishing. Not many people bass fishing out there, but it has improved. Windy banks, spinner baits, crankbaits, swim baits, Ned rigs. Check this out. Let's go out to Bull Shoals Lake. I know the lake's coming up, but they have been picking up some crappie in the brush piles. At times we've had reports right on the bank, but it's been real spotty. But try those brush piles, and some nice crappie can be caught. Bass fishing, go to the Ned rig when it's tough. They've been picking up some fish on square-billed crankbaits, spinner baits, jigs, the same routine. Also, some topwater fish are starting to show up at Bull Shoals. So that's it. I got a great photo coming your way. It's kind of a quick report this week. I'm not even going to try to do the weather. But we go out of the area on occasion because when there's a great catch, and this fish comes from North Dakota. And Tom Volk was out the other day, just this week, and picked up this beautiful 17.5-pound walleye, new state record in North Dakota. We like to do this on occasion because we like to recognize anybody catching a big walleye like that, that's for sure. Well, my buddy Brandon, my partner, my buddy, is going to have some great photos coming your way. And so don't go anywhere because we have some funny photos and some really great photos of some great fish that was caught the last few days right here in the Ozarks. All right, before we go to that, we want to invite you to like and share. We really appreciate that. We appreciate the likes. And I already told you about subscribing, very important. And if you have any photos, and we've been getting a lot of photos, folks, my golly, it's been unbelievable, just go to our email and email us at fishandchums@gmail.com. I got something crawling on me, get away. And so hey, thank you for being with us. We have all kinds of viewers now. We're real proud of you viewers. Tell your friends, neighbors, relatives, have them join our fun here on Fishing Chums. Okay, Brandon, roll all those great photos, and we'll see you next week right here on Fishing Chums. God bless you.